This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
And thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health. This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst from Good Shepherd Ministries. And here we are with another episode of Discoveries in Health. This is where we talk about the latest information regarding natural remedies. And we don't prescribe, we don't diagnose, we don't sell products. We help people understand how natural remedies work and why they've been around since the beginning of time. They are time proven, and the remedies that I put together in the last 62 years are time proven remedies. And they work, they help people, they comfort people. And that's what natural remedies are legally and lawfully able to do. They are not legally able to cure anything, but neither do drugs either. They don't cure anything either. So that's what we're doing here. And my telephone number is 503-362-5899. My email address is truman@herbalhealthreview.com. And let's get started here. And we always get started with an opening prayer. And let's go over and get the whole body armor of God on, as it says in Ephesians 6 and we'll start at 10 and go to 18, and we'll use the King James Version of the Bible, and we're on our way to putting on the whole body armor of God. In Jesus Christ's name, we pray. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayers and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. In Jesus Christ's name, all praises to the Most High God. All praises to the Most High God as we receive his complete, continuous, endless, and limitless blessing for the glory and for the victory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus Christ's name, so be it. All praises to the Most High. Amen. And that's how we start the broadcast. And you've got my telephone number, you've got my email address, and let's look over in the room here, and let's check and see if our friend over there, area code 330-264. Do you have any questions or topics or suggestions about what we might talk about today? Are you there in Ohio? Up it is blank. Okay, you turn your microphone on if you have a question, topic, or suggestion, and we'll go ahead and get started here. All right. Go ahead.
Can we talk about glutathione and essential oils, like for remedies and healing? Glutathione and we talk about essential oils.
Okay, so you want to talk about essential oils.
And glutathione.
Yeah, and my pen quit working just when I started writing. Okay, let's try again here. Glutathione. Okay, and so we're going to talk about essential oils, and we're going to talk about glutathione. And what else would you like to talk about?
I think that's it for right now.
Okay, that's a really good start. So let's talk about the essential oils, and we're going to go get some information. I'm going to go ahead and mute your microphone, and we'll open it again, or you can open it anytime you have anything to say. Let us know what that might be. And thank you for joining us there in area code 214. Do you have any kind of a question or topic or suggestion or any ideas what you'd like us to talk about today?
But you talk about the skin cancer.
Talk about what?
Skin cancer.
Skin.
Yes, cancer.
Skin cancer. All right, we're going to talk about skin cancer today. Okay, and we're not talking about cures here, folks. We're talking about comforting people with these disorders with natural remedies. This is not anything that evil people could construe as misinformation, although somebody, there's always somebody that's so evil that they do bad things. But we hope that that's not going to happen, because this is not misinformation. This is not claiming cures. This is helping people to understand what the ancient natural remedies, what they were used, and if they were used in ancient times for cancer, well, I can't help that. I mean, if that's what they used them for, that's what they used them for. And if that's misinformation to quote history, well, then that's too bad, because we're just here talking about natural remedies. And since this person hasn't come in here before, let's get this. And we've talked and we've answered many questions for the first person. So let's get right to the skin cancer one, and let's see what natural science and natural remedies knows about skin cancer. Let's find out here. Skin cancer. Skin cancer. natural remedies. Okay. All right. So here is what the internet knows about skin cancer natural remedies. Let's go find out. And maybe we can even let's see what this would have: holistic cancer, well-being naturally. Let's just take a look here. While results are not clear regarding skin cancer, antioxidants may offer some protection from skin cancer. Foods such as fish, beans, carrots, chard, and pumpkin and cabbage, and broccoli, and vegetables containing beta carotene and vitamin C may also help protect skin, according to information December 19, 2015, 8 years ago, nearly 8 years ago. So, is there any natural way to fight skin cancer? Vitamin C and E, A, zinc, and selenium, and beta carotene, and carotenoids, and omega-3 fatty acids, lycopene, like from tomatoes, and polyphenols, like from green tea, are among the antioxidants many dermatologists recommend, including in your diet to help prevent cancer. Now, you can find them in many everyday nourishing foods. Can your diet help prevent skin cancer? Well, here's what the internet thinks. Is there a natural way? Well, according to what kills skin cancer cells? Surgery, radiation therapy, which will also kill you and burn you up, and chemotherapy, which also is known to kill people and harm them. So these are things you would be very interested in finding more about before you use radiation therapy or chemotherapy. You'd want to really get to the bottom of the harm that it can also do, as well as any good that it might do. There's photodynamic therapy. There's immunotherapy, and in increasing your immune system. You want to be targeted therapy, chemical peel, and there's other drug therapies as of May 15, 2023. Well, that's less than a month ago. So those are things that you want to look at when there's skin cancer. And for instance, if we go over on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, where I've published a lot of information and I keep it updated, and they talk about the immune system when there's skin cancer. And when there's any kind of cancers, you would want to go on that website and look at some of the therapies, remedies, herbs, vitamins that may be helpful to you. Let's look at immune therapy. Let's look at autoimmune diseases and a low immune system, because that's when skin cancer is going to creep in. Let's take a look at that. Let's read more about autoimmune diseases and a low immune system. So autoimmune diseases arise from an overactive immune response of the body against substances and tissues normally present in the body. In other words, the body actually attacks its own cells. This may be restricted to certain organs, like it could just maybe like thyroiditis, or involve a particular tissue in different places, like good pasture disease, which may affect the basement membrane in both the lung and the kidneys. The treatment of autoimmune disease is typically with immunosuppression, medication which decreases the immune response. There's an ongoing discussion about when a disease should be considered autoimmune, leading to different criteria, such as Witebsky's postulates. The causes may include molecular mimicry, or the presence of fetal cells in the maternal bloodstream. An example, microchimerism, and infections with some viruses and bacteria. Types of autoimmune diseases some types are acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, ADEM, Addison's disease, bullous pemphigoid. I'll say that again, bullous pemphigoid, celiac disease, Chagas disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, Crohn's disease, one of two types of idiopathic inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, good pastures disease, Kawasaki disease, IgA nephropathy, idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura, lupus erythematosus, Lyme's disease, myasthenia gravis, neuromyotonia, pemphigus vulgaris, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, polymyositis, primary biliary cirrhosis, rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, sickle cell anemia, vitiligo are some of these autoimmune diseases. Now, where do you start with something like this? Where you start is by looking at this autoimmune disease report and clicking on the tab where it says make lifestyle changes in that report. And ailments, sickness, and disease are most commonly caused by or exacerbated by our lifestyle choices. Ingesting plenty of clean water with minerals, with organic nutrient dense foods. And I'll say that again, organic nutrient dense foods. You want superfoods. You want to find out about chlorella, spirulina, barley grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa powder, olive leaf extract. That's a super food blend that is called super veggie powder or super green foods. It's listed here as we go along. But those are the kinds of super nutrient dense foods we need. And we need supplements to build us up and strengthen us. We need getting plenty of rest and exercising regularly as much as a person can. If you, some people, they can't exercise anymore. Well, you got to move what you can as long as you can, because it's use it or lose it when it comes to exercise. The body, if you quit exercise or quit using it, it shuts down. And you don't want that. And it's hard to make a comeback when you quit exercising and then you start exercising. You got to do it very slowly. And you can't rush it. You got to, but we all need to do exercise. We need to go out and do those walks. We need to get a regular exercise program going. And avoiding things like processed foods, drugs, alcohol, and excessive device time can dramatically increase our quality of life and overall lifespan. So let's really get into making lifestyle changes. So I created a complete make lifestyle changes diet system. And it starts with giving you the information about various reports. The first report says here that changing your diet can help to tamp down or remove depression. It can boost your mood. According to NPR, October 9, 2019, a randomized controlled trial evaluating how a Mediterranean style diet affects young adults was linked to eating more fruits and vegetables with a reduction in symptoms of depression and stress and anxiety, an observation that may be due to changes in the gut microbiome. In other words, it's coming from your stomach. You've got to make sure you get that bacteria right. You got to get that nourishment into that stomach, and you've got to make sure that it's getting the things that it needs. It needs the correct bacteria. That's probiotics. That's acidophilus and probiotics to make sure you're getting, and you take it every day. And you make sure that microbiome in the gut is working and taking care of you, because you're taking care of it. And if you're not taking care of it, it's not going to take care of you. You got to put in the work. So, but they know that diet is linked to how you feel. And then the next most important thing you can get out of this report is that there is a report here giving you the main information you need regarding alkaline and acidic foods, dispelling the main myths about it. So then you learn which foods are your friends and which foods are your enemies. And your friends are the alkaline foods and your enemies are the acidic foods. And you start eating more alkaline foods until and there is meal plans and recipes all right here in this report. This is a complete system that lacks nothing in order to get control of making lifestyle changes for the better. We need to build your immune system, and this is how to do it. This is a step-by-step procedure. And you eat an alkaline diet and you eliminate acidic foods and drinks. And you're drinking about 1 gallon of natural spring water daily. Or if you're drinking water that has no minerals in it, you're making sure and get some seaweed like Irish moss seaweed in your diet. Get a little 2-ounce bottle of it, or a 4-ounce bottle, or a larger bottle. The larger the size is, the less you pay. When you got the right manufacturer, I can introduce you to the manufacturer. I get nothing from the sale of any product, but I can tell you where to get this and get the best remedies. I can tell you where to get them. You want no animal products in your diet. That's right, no meat, no fish, no dairy. Try that for 1 month. You will never go back to animal products or dairy, and you'll eat fish now and then, sure. And no hybrid foods, no alcohol. And you consume no grains as well for the first month. And then the second month you put in grains that are high in nutritional value, like quinoa, amaranth, and teff. There are grains out there that are actually good for you. Unfortunately, there are very few left in the grain department that you should eat. And I just about named 3 or 4 of them, and that's about it. But because they're too acidic. And people are and the dairy's too acidic. The leading cause of osteoporosis, losing your bone density, the leading cause of osteoporosis is dairy products, milk. It's so acidic, it eats your bones. It's the number 1 cause of osteoarthritis and osteoporosis. You want to avoid using microwaves. You want to stay away from wheat and corn. Anyway, you want to avoid using the microwave because it kills your food. There's nothing left in it. All you have is the flavor of food and no value when you microwave your food. No canned food or seedless fruits. No cold cuts or conventional meats. Processed foods contain tons of sodium chloride, table salt, which constricts blood vessels and creates acidity. We got to stay away from these high sodium foods. And processed foods contain tons of sodium chloride, like cold cuts and conventional meats, processed cereals such as cornflakes, eggs, caffeinated drinks and alcohol, oats, oats and whole wheat products, all grains, whole or not. You want to these grains create acidity in the body. Americans ingest most of their plant food quota from processed corn or wheat. That's where they're getting most of their grain. That's it. Processed corn or wheat. Milk, calcium-rich dairy products cause some of the highest rates of osteoporosis. That's because they create acidity in the body. When your bloodstream becomes too acidic, it'll steal the calcium, which is a more alkaline substance. It'll steal the calcium from the bones and try to balance out the pH level in the body. And then your bones disintegrate, and you never figure out, hey, you said, man, I drank all that milk. I'm getting the calcium. Isn't that what they told me I'm supposed to do? Don't, whoever you listen to telling you that, stop listening to that person. Try hemp or almond milk or coconut milk. Peanuts and walnuts are also very acidic. Pasta, rice, bread, and packaged grain products. You want to drink approximately half your weight in ounces of pure spring water and quality liquids with minerals. And you want to start every morning with about 16 ounces of that pure water with minerals. And you want to add some fresh squeezed slice of organic lemon to that water. And when you do that, it's going to drive the water alkaline, and it's going to flush out the kidneys and clean out the kidneys. And the kidneys will thank you. And you do that, you start every day, and you're getting all of your requirements of liquids right up to about 2 hours before bed. And you stop drinking liquids because you had all your liquids throughout the day. But if you haven't had enough liquids to hydrate you 2 hours before bed, then you could better start drinking more water and then get to bed. And just know you're going to get up during the night. But it's better than being dehydrated, which can cause all kinds of problems in the body. All kinds. So get your water 2 hours before bed so you can get a comfortable night's sleep, not have to hop out of bed 3 or 4 times going to the bathroom. And that way you can get your sleep. But only if you're trying to get that, so you want to stop drinking water 2 hours before bed, unless you're dehydrated. More importantly, you get water and get up 3 or 4 times during the night than be dehydrated. Now, one of the most wonderful things for your immune system is B12 and folic acid. And you take a half a dropper full 3 times daily, squirt right underneath the tongue. And that rejuvenates every cell in your body. That's 37 trillion cells. And it's rejuvenating every one of them. B12 and folic acid. It'll wake up the brain. And then the next most important thing that you can do for that immune system is find out about liquid sunshine vitamin D3 drops. Most people are vitamin D deficient. Most people are vitamin D deficient. And if you're, so you want to go to the doctor and find out if you are, and you're going to find out that you're probably one of those 40 to 50% of the people that are deficient in vitamin D3, which is one of the most needed vitamins for your immune system. It helps so many different things. If I was looking at one study on vitamin D3, and it was saying that it decreased your exposure to cancer by 70%. That's a pretty good immune system increase. That's serious. Make sure you're getting your vitamin D3, that you have the correct amount in your body. And most people don't, especially people who have COPD, lung disorders, heart problems, cancer. Most of those people are all vitamin D3 deficient. So if you find out you are doing a blood test with your doctor, and he tells you, yep, you're deficient in this, that, and the other thing, then correct all the things you're deficient in. Let's correct those. One of the ways to do that is to take 50 drops one time a day for 15 days only and boost up your immune system. And the best time to do that is in October, at the beginning of flu season. That's a good time to boost up your immune system. Everybody else is heading into getting sick and flus and colds and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's a good time to boost your immune system for 15 days during October. And again, 6 months later, around March, in spring. So at the beginning of flu season, in the beginning of spring, with all the allergies and all the things that are happening at the beginning of spring, those are the two times that most deaths occur from all different causes, naturally, mainly, because that's when your immune system is compromised, going into October, into the changing from a warm, friendly weather to that cold climate. That really does it for a lot of people. And then and then again, like I say, in the spring. So you only do that 2 times a year. And if you did it now, you don't have to wait till October. You do it now. Once you find out if you are deficient in vitamin D3, you do that 50 drops for 15 days, and then you drop back to 10,000 every day. That's how much you take every day. Because in order to get enough vitamin D3, you have to get out into the sunshine until you just before you burn. Just before you burn, that's when you've got enough vitamin D3 or vitamin D from the sun. And people are getting out in the sun. They're in the car, and then they're out of the car, and in there sitting behind a desk, or they're working in a building. They're not out in the sun, in the sunshine. We used to be out in the sunshine. Most people are not out in the sunshine anymore, and that's why there's such a vitamin D deficiency. Very, very important. So these are the things that you can use. Then there's pregnenolone. That will balance out the hormones, and it gets rid of stress. If you're all stressed out, pregnenolone. There's a pregnenolone benefits report telling you all the things that it will do, but it's a stress remover. It's a hormone balancer, and it may be something that may be helpful to boost your immune system. Pregnenolone. Oh, and here's something everyone should have, and that's called fulvic acid, hyaluronic acid, or shilajit. What it is, it's all all of the plant life or any form of life, living thing, when it dies, it finally goes back into the earth and becomes part of the earth over thousands and thousands of years. So then that dirt is got all of that life, ancient life in the soil. Well, they found how to mine it. It's inexpensive because there's a lot of dirt, and the dirt is cheap. So fulvic acid is inexpensive, and it will help to reestablish your stomach that stomach balance that we were talking about. That's one of the things that's going to do it, because it's so full of all these super dense nutrients, fulvic acid. So you take a teaspoon of it 2 or 3 times a day, and boom, that talk about nutrition, dense nutrients, fulvic acid. Then you want to make sure you have a good multiple vitamin. And again, I don't sell these things, but these are the things that are necessary, and you can find them, you can find them on places like 541-791-8400, Health and Herbs. They have these kinds of things. But Miracle 2000, you might have to go get it online somewhere else. Then you get it online somewhere. You get to shop around, get the best price. That's what I have to do. But take a good multiple vitamin. We're getting the fulvic acid. If you're getting a good multiple vitamin, and you can take like a half an ounce in the morning, half an ounce in the evening, or you could take 1 ounce in the morning. It'll give you a blast of energy to get through the day. And if your immune system is really, really down, if your immune system is really down, then there's colostrum. That's what comes into mother's breast, along with the breast milk for the newborn baby. That baby gets colostrum. That's all the immune factors from mom. And so this mammal colostrum, you're taking a half a teaspoon of it, or 1 or 2 capsules daily. If your doctor tells you, hey, your immune system is really, really bad, really down, well, colostrum can help to re-immunize you. So that would be a good thing to know about. And all of these things, you can Google them, Google the word colostrum, it'll tell you all about it, and you will be amazed at what it does. But these are the things that are going to boost the immune system. Now, you want to make sure you're getting your calcium and magnesium, 2 of the most important minerals that you can get in your diet. And so here's nice bones, calcium and magnesium. Take 1 with dinner, 1 with breakfast, and 2 with dinner. And that's a general dosage. Maybe you need more, maybe you need less, but that's what we need to find out as we go along, how sensitive each person is to whatever it is that you're taking or using. So nice bones. Now, the thing about the calcium has a big problem. Calcium is trying to, you're taking your calcium, it's trying to get through the tissues to the bone, the hair, the teeth, the fingernails. It's not getting through the tissues. It's not making it. And then people say, well, I'm taking calcium, but it's still, my fingernails are still weak. My hair's still falling out. My bones are weak, or, and that's because the calcium is trying to get through the tissues to get where it's going, but it's not getting there. The secret is betaine. Betaine is an amino acid. That amino acid converts from betaine to pepsinogen. Pepsinogen converts in your body to an enzyme called pepsin. And that pepsin enzyme breaks down and digests everything and pushes the calcium on through there to where it gets where it's going. So it really helps your digestion. And it's fantastic for people with gas acid reflux and GERD and stomach problems, because it helps to break the food down and helps you to digest it. And you take one with each meal of the betaine. Now, if you have GERD or acid reflux, you take 2 betaines, tablets with a glass of water, and in 10 minutes, no more acid reflux, no more gas acid reflux, gone in 10 minutes when you take 2 betaines. So then vitamin C, and vitamin C, oh my goodness. Now there is a real wonderful, super nutrient, but very few people understand how it works. You need at least 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C 3 times a day just to keep everything working in your body. In a zoo, they give a chimpanzee a minimum of 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily, or that chimpanzee dies. And they don't want a dead chimpanzee. Now, it gets better when you understand that vitamin C, whatever amount you put in your body, leaves in 4 hours. It's gone. If you take 1,000 or if you took 5,000 3 times a day. Now, 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C 3 times a day, that's what you give to a football player after the game, after the big game, when he is all bruised up, because it's tissue repair time. Vitamin C is tissue repair. It's going to repair tissue like crazy. If you get 5,000 milligrams 3 times a day, you are really building tissue. And that's really important for especially older people who don't heal so quick. Now you can heal, you can build tissue faster if you know a big dose, like 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C 3 times a day. That will render some tremendous results for tissue repair. And then there's super enzymes, but it's kind of like the betaine that turns into pepsin, which is an enzyme that breaks down food. Well, here's a super enzyme blend that really helps people who are having digestive disorders, where you're just really not breaking down and getting everything out of your food like you really want to. Then you take some super enzymes with each meal, one with each meal. Now, these super enzymes are going to break things down, and it's all going to break down the fat. So it will cause weight loss. So you got to be careful with those super enzymes. If you do not want to lose weight, don't take the super enzymes one with each meal. Don't use it if you're underweight. Okay? We'll use other things for your digestion. We'll use that fulvic acid. We'll use acidophilus, like this acidophilus here. This acidophilus is a non-dairy acidophilus powder, and you can take 1/4 teaspoon 1 to 3 times daily, depending on how much acidophilus you need. But these are the things that we need to do when we want to build up our immune system to fight things off like skin cancer or any other health disorder. Because diet can rapidly and reproducibly alter our gut bacteria. The diet can alter our gut bacteria. Study shifts in dietary patterns can radically alter the microbial makeup of your gut in less than 1 day. In less than 24 hours, it can all change in your stomach, leading to rapid alterations in the functions of our microbiota. And that's what the researchers say. And so do you know about gut health and digestive system? Well, there's a complete information a report on the digestive system if you wanted to get into that deeper. But good bacteria that helps to restores digestive balance by targeting both the gastrointestinal tracts and supports the immune system. Always to be taken after using any drug or even natural antibiotics, because if you're taking an antibiotic or a natural antibiotic, an herb that is a natural antibiotic, it's going to destroy the bacteria. It's going to destroy the acidophilus. So you wait, a couple hours after you've taken any natural antibiotics or drug antibiotics. That's when you take your acidophilus. So just know that the drugs or natural antibiotics destroy the friendly bacteria in your stomach. And anytime you've done any of that, or you've given your children drugs, any kind of an antibiotic, you must give them acidophilus to restore the natural balance again. Now, there's a list here also of natural antibiotics. If you'd like to see what a list of natural antibiotics are, there is a list right there in this report. Make Lifestyle Changes, which is on the website herbalhealthreview.com, and it's on a side panel under miscellaneous, and it's also under the common conditions. But this report is so complete that that we're going to show you the recipes and the meal plans next. But before that, I want to mention a couple more things, and that is MSM, methyl sulfonyl methanol, is ultra pure. What that is, looks like a pound of sugar, but actually it's this pound of white powder is MSM, and this MSM is going to, when you put it in your body, like a teaspoon of it in your mouth, and you chase it with water, or you stir it up with juice or water, and you eat it, and you take it with food. You take it with food. And what it does is it takes every cell in your body and it keeps that cell alive longer, and it keeps it wet, called permeable. Permeable means it's going to let out all the toxins out much easier, and it's going to let all the nutrients into that cell much better, and it's going to reduce inflammation throughout the body. And that's what MSM powder does. And it affects your skin by keeping the skin young, because it's wet, it's permeable. It's your skin cells are not drying up, shriveling up, and dying. They're staying alive and permeable and wet longer. It's called anti-aging. MSM ultra pure powder, get a pound of it. And now this is detoxifying. It's detoxifying every one of the 37 trillion cells you have in your body. It's detoxifying them and keeping them young. And the secret is it's not just one little capsule a day. It's going to be 1 teaspoon with each meal the first week, because we don't want to detox you too fast. We want to work into the dosage here. So the first week, it's 1 teaspoon with each meal. Second week, it's 2 teaspoons with each meal. Third week, it's 3 teaspoons with each meal. 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon, level tablespoon. that you will notice if there's any arthritis or inflammation, that the inflammation is going to reduce or go away. That's what it'll do. And you'll have more energy and more everything, because you're going to feel younger, and your skin is not going to wrinkle up when you get old. Like a lot of people could just dry up and they get all wrinkled up. Not when you use MSM. 1 teaspoon with each meal the first week, 2 teaspoons with each meal the second week, and 3 teaspoons with each meal the third week. I'm going to leave you with one last thing, and that is a cup of tea that is good for the skin. And it's used for skin disorders in South America, Paraguay, Argentina, all throughout the South America. You'll find this pau de arco bark, and it's a bitter bark of a tree. And when I brought it in about 50 years ago, when I brought this into the USA for the first time, you know, and they found out that they also use it when there's cancer in South America. So they banned it. The FDA banned it. Nothing wrong with it. And after about a year, they lifted the ban. Nobody would drink it anyway because it was too bitter, because it's the bark of a tree. So what I did was I flavored it with natural flavors of stevia that is sweeter. Stevia is a leaf, has no sugar, it's high in chromium, good for weight loss, and it's sweet, but it tastes like sugar, but it doesn't affect, and it's safe for diabetics. So I used stevia to sweeten it. Cinnamon, I love cinnamon, and raspberry, and orange, and ginger root. That's how I flavored it. And wow, did it have a nice flavor. When you're brewing a cup of that, people walk by, they smell that, and they say, oh, that smells so good. Give me a cup of that. And that's how it tastes. And it tastes great. And people take this tea that's very good for your skin and your whole body. It's a wonderful a tonic type herb, pau de arco bark, and you can either get it.
Greetings, Dr. Truman.
Greetings, Sister Barbara. How are you?
I'm not feeling good. I'm getting a lot of calls along with myself from my clients regarding migraine headaches. Migraine headaches.
Yes.
Along with allergy problems. And I could not help them because I have the same thing going on. It's going on worldwide, and that is very important for us to talk about.
Yes. Migraine headaches. There are herbs.
Yes, and I know that this is not a cure,
right,
but a natural remedy that can help us.
Okay, let's talk.
I can't help them because I can't help myself.
Well, we need to take a look at herbs that help people when they have migraine headaches. So we'll talk about that. Okay, should I do that?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Sister Barbara, I pray that you get well real soon. We love you. You are a wonderful person, and you help everybody. And now you could use some help yourself. Let's talk about migraine headaches, and let's talk about allergies too, because this is the time of year where people are just suffering with this kind of a thing. So I think we did a pretty good thing. We're gonna finish here with with this diet system because it's so complete. And when and the next thing that you're going to see is that here is a power drink recipe, and here is a in this Make Lifestyle Changes diet system report. It gives you this delicious power drink. So talk about something that tastes good and easy to drink, and you make it to your own flavors and so forth. So you have this terrific power drink, and you can make it with a coconut water or almond milk or anything, and it gives you all the different things you can put into it to make it taste wonderful. And then it gives you all these super nutrients that you put into your power drink, like milk thistle seed powder to protect your liver and from allergens. And that's the kind of thing we're looking for, is things that are going to protect the liver from allergens and toxins and so forth. So that's why the milk thistle seed powder goes in your power drink. And then the maca root will build you up and make you stronger. And the raw pea protein powder, that you put that in there. And all of these, if you click on any of these links, like the cinnamon powder or the pure cacao or the milk thistles, you click on these links and you can see the products. Now, I get nothing from the sale of any product, but at least you can know where that you can possibly get it. You can get it from probably lots of places, but this is the place that I know. This is a place I know where you can get it and get the best price, and I know that it's organic. I know that it's the best quality. That's why it's that I send you over there to look at where you can actually get it. So all these links are there's a super green food powder for super dense nutrition. All of that goes in your power drink, and it's easy to drink, and it tastes great because you're putting in the fresh or frozen vegetables of your that are, like cherries and blueberries and fruits that have seeds in it. Those are the seeds those are the kinds of fruits you're going to be putting in your power drink. And so there it is. You've got a couple of power drink recipes, and there's even a link to getting a kit with all the power drink ingredients, so you can make your own power drink. All that's listed there, and a couple of different power drink recipes, and then it goes down into the best alkaline foods and different raw foods, and it talks about alkaline water and chlorophyll. I mean, this report gets into it and really gives you the deep answers. Finally, it gets into a whole food, plant-based diet is the proven healthiest diet system. And here is a link to whole food, plant-based diet meal plans and recipes and charts of fruits and veggies and so forth. So you've got all of these links and all of these reports, so you really know how to correct your diet. And there's these acid alkaline food charts, so you know which foods are alkaline, which foods are acid, but because you're choosing the meal plans you like. Then you're looking at the acid alkaline food chart and saying, wow, I like all these foods, but some of them are too acid, so I'm going to not use so many acid foods, and I'm going to use more of these alkaline foods. That's how you do it. That's it, because you're looking for about a 7.35 pH balance, acid alkaline balance. That's what you're looking for. And that's what's wrong, is people are too acidic. So now you know how this works. Let's get over here and take a look at a migraine formula now that we have looked at that Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. That is going to be one of the things that can be helpful when somebody is battling skin cancer. Let's improve our diet. Okay, that may be helpful. Now, let's get over here to, is it 1265? Is that the one I want? What does it say? That's it. I remember the number for the migraine formula is number 1265. I guess my memory herbs must be working. And we'll click on this memory migraine herbal formulation that is there to comfort people who have a migraine. And the herbs in it they are feverfew leaf, butter burr root, turmeric root, rosemary leaf, valerian root, cordyceps root, ginger root, white willow bark, ginkgo biloba leaf, wormwood root, and a little bit of cayenne root in there. And now you have a migraine herbal formulation that reduces inflammation, crosses the blood-brain barrier, wakes up and opens up the brain and the mind, and gets some circulation going to unlock that pain. Because blocked circulation equals pain. When you've got blocked circulation, you've got pain. And there is blocked circulation going on in the head, and those are the herbs to reduce inflammation, and it's targeted to go to the head. That's the migraine herbal formula. You would take 1 teaspoon or half a dropper full 3 times daily or more. During symptoms, you might take a half a teaspoon 3 times daily without symptoms. So that is the migraine herbal formulation. Now, allergies has come up a couple of times here. And when we're talking about allergies, let's get over here and visit our research report on allergies, which can cause migraines. So let's go to herbalhealthreview.com, clicking on common conditions, coming over to ABC, going down, there is the allergy report. I clicked on it, read more, and what we're looking at here is that allergies plague millions of people, and many only get marginal relief from drugs, which can also have a frustrating side, the frustrating side effects. Natural remedies, however, often have fewer side effects and can combat allergic reactions to plants such as the notorious pollen and ragweed. And where do you start with this, with allergies? The Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, which we just went over. That's it. Anytime you start anything, you want to make sure that you've got that Make Lifestyle Changes diet system going, because that's when you're sure to get better results. So what do we do specifically when there is allergies? Well, number one, a few minor lifestyle changes can go a long way toward keeping symptoms under control. We want to avoid using window fans to cool rooms because they can pull the pollen indoors. We want to keep the windows closed when driving and using the air conditioner if necessary to avoid allergens. You want to limit your time outdoors when ragweed pollen counts are highest, from mid-August until the first frost. That's when they're highest. Now, we want to use herbs and herbal formulations like herbs that will balance the glandular system, all of the glands, thyroid, pituitary, adrenal glands, etc. Here's a gland rejuvenation formulation with 8 separate formulas, each formula targeted to a specific gland: thyroid, pituitary gland, adrenal glands, kidneys, etc. This gland rejuvenator helps regulate the lymphatic system. It stimulates and strengthens the spleen and the pancreas. It stimulates the thyroid. The herbs are also targeted to balance the endocrine system and helps to keep the heart in proper function because it has a separate heart formulation in this gland formula. Also, it helps eliminate toxins. So gland rejuvenator number 1196, which also helps in weight loss and will help you keep it a balanced weight. So gland rejuvenator is, we have a lot of people that love their gland rejuvenator and won't be without it. And then there's an allergies relief formulation. And the kinds of herbs that help to relieve the symptoms naturally of allergens are bayberry bark, echinacea, wild cherry bark, yarrow, golden seal root, and a little tiny bit of cayenne. And that's for general allergies. It's an allergy relief formula, and it's number 1012. The gland rejuvenator is a number 1196. So gland rejuvenator, number 1196, allergy relief formula, number 1012. And you'd use approximately a half a dropper full 3 times a day. You may need 2 or 3 doses right away, one every, a dose every 10 or 15 minutes to get it under control. Then 3 or 4 times a day. And then what we all need to find what our dose is, because nobody, not everybody isn't just one dose. Everybody is different as your fingerprints and thumbprints. That's right. So we start with a little bit. Those that are generally sensitive to almost everything, we'll start with a few drops and make sure that it's working for them or not working. And then you increase it until it is working or not working. You find out whether it's going to really work for you. And it should, because it helps a lot of people. And it's endured many decades of use successfully. People love the allergies relief formula and the hay fever formula. Wow. When I recently, a few weeks ago, had the flu, it was the hay fever formula that stopped the itchy nose, the itchiness in my nose. And so I used my hay fever formula, and I still got a big bottle of it right there. This is like, this bottle is about 40 years old. And it's still got some hay fever formula in it. And that's what took my symptoms that were, my nose was itchy and then my throat started to get raspy and everything. I had the flu. I got the flu. And it was the hay fever formula that took away everything that was going on in the nose. So hay fever, tremendous herbal formulation. Then you want to make sure that you're taking that acidophilus that we talked about earlier. And there's the calcium and magnesium. You want to make sure you're taking that. When there's allergies, we got to make sure your bacteria is correct in your stomach. So you got to have the probiotics. and you got to have the calcium and magnesium, because that's essential for bone building. Those are the and the vitamin D. That you're getting. All of these are going to really help. That's why they make lifestyle changes diet system. It's got all those particular nutrients that are targeted towards allergens, targeted to people who have deficiencies, because these are the general deficiencies and things that need to be attended to when there's allergies. You got to make sure you're getting some of the main nutrients. Two of the greatest main minerals you need are calcium and magnesium, and vitamin D, number 3. And then there's the MSM powder. It's going to help the achy joints and the achy muscles and all of that, and so that's going to help. And it's also going to be detoxifying. So yeah, MSM powder, let's help rejuvenate the joints and all the body cells and lessen the pain and stiffness of arthritis and allergic reactions. And it'll also, the MSM powder, it increases your energy level. Bee pollen. Ah, yes. I love my bee pollen. I have that every day too. And bee pollen, bees collect only those pollens that contain the greatest amounts of protein and other nutrients. They pass everything up. Bees are very selective. They mix these special pollens that they find. They mix them with the nectar and some of the bees' own secretions, like bee propolis, and they take them into their hives, and they smear the bee propolis all around the inside of the hive, so that if anything gets inside the hive, like a bug or something gets inside and dies, nothing can infect the hive. The bee propolis stops any kind of an infection in a hive. So that's called bee propolis. That's what they smear around inside their hive. Anyway, bee pollen contains much more protein per ounce than any other natural food. And it's the only food that contains 22 amino acids of the human body. The only one. There's not another food that has all 22 amino acids necessary for the human body. And bee pollen is considered by some to be the most perfect food on earth in terms of its complete range of nutrients. Bee pollen is used to build stamina and endurance, and as a support during weight loss programs. It's considered to be an allergy breaker. People who say, I don't want it as a pollen, I don't want to be pollen. Then how you do it is you get a glass of a pure glass of water, and you take 1 granule of bee pollen, and you grind it up a little bit and drop that one grain of bee pollen goes in that glass of water. This is for people who have allergies. Then they take a sip of that water. And if it doesn't give them an allergic reaction, then they can take another sip. And they find out, if they're allergic or not to bee pollen. And if they are, then they very carefully back away from it so they don't have an allergic reaction. They don't take any more bee pollen. But if they continue every day to take just a little sip or a very tiny amount of water until they can increase it very slowly, pretty soon they break the allergy and they can drink the whole glass of water. Then they with that 1 grain of bee pollen, then they can put 2 grains, 3 grains. Then pretty soon you're up to a tablespoon of bee pollen, and You're getting that down. And now, if you're doing a tablespoon daily, you're getting some super nutrition and all of those pollens that are breaking allergies. And that's how you break allergies, with a tiny amount of bee pollen, very slowly, 1 glass of water, just a sip, that's all. And if that's, and as long as you don't get a reaction, that's fine. Then you can, the next day take 2 sips, 3 sips, finally. And if you finally, you can drink the whole glass of water and safely not have any allergic reaction. Then you start increasing your bee pollen, and pretty soon you don't have allergies. And you're watching your diet, because what's predisposing you to an allergy is your diet. We do the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, you can't have an allergy. Asthma clears up with a good diet. It'll go away. People with asthma don't need asthma, but they just don't know how to break it. But when you get into the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, you find out about things like bee pollen and so forth. You see, bee pollen is considered by some of the most perfect food on earth in terms of its complete range of nutrients. It's used to build stamina and endurance, and as a support during any weight loss program. And it's considered to be an allergy breaker, and other possible uses: for exhaustion, for hay fever, for hypertension, high blood pressure, nervousness, endocrine imbalances. Bee pollen is high in aspartic acid and is 35% protein. It is best to take bee pollen in the morning and or early afternoon, so that the body is energized throughout the day and able to shut down and rest during the night. So you're not taking bee pollen or any other high energizing foods and so forth just before bed. You wouldn't do that, okay? And because you want to make sure you're getting your rest. And if using along with a weight loss program, take your bee pollen prior to meals, because it's so high in protein and nutrients. It's dense in nutrition and has all these amino acids. So really, it is very special. And if using to build stamina and endurance, take prior and during, take prior to the event, and take it during the event. Start and also get some ginseng too, like the 6 ginsengs, and get that into the diet as you're trying to recover, or as you're going for endurance and stamina. Those are your ginseng, your bee pollen. Wow, that's how you rock and roll. It is best to take bee pollen in the morning and early afternoon, as we said, and it's good for a weight loss program, but we're taking it prior to meals. And we start again with 1 drop, 1 grain of bee pollen in a glass of water for sensitive people, and increase it to as much as 1 to 2 tablespoons daily as needed to remove the appetite and to add stamina. So here's another thing for allergies, and it's called grapefruit seed extract. Grapefruit seed extract, Citrus paradise is its botanical name. And it works against viruses, bacteria, fungi, molds, parasites, E. coli, strep, staph, salmonella, and other disease-causing germs. Grapefruit seed extract is incredible. Internally, the concentrate is useful for a wide variety of ailments, including candida infections, sore throats, intestinal upset, and many other things. And it may be used to purify drinking water when camping or traveling to foreign countries. What I mean by it may be used to purify drinking water is when I go to a foreign country, I take my little 2-ounce bottle of grapefruit seed extract with me because it's a natural antibiotic and it's a water purifier. So I'll go down to the marketplace and I will get my big jug of water, or gallon or 2 gallons or 5 gallons, whatever I can get of the water, and I'll put 3 drops into 5 gallons of water. 3 drops of grapeseed extract kills any germs in the water. And so, which is something that can be pretty handy. That's why I have a 2-ounce bottle of grapefruit seed extract in my suitcase. And it may be used as a surface disinfectant because it kills germs. It's better than bleach. It's commonly used. You can take it in place of commonly used cleaners like bleach or ammonia-based products. You could use grapefruit seed extract. So that is a great natural antibiotic and a safe one. Then there's the amino acid L-cysteine. That's L-cysteine. Cysteine. This amino acid L-cysteine, it's used for respiratory illness. It's used for your immunity, to help to increase your immune system. It's used for cell growth. L-cysteine, the amino acid, is essential for the formation of skin and hair. It will increase hair growth. It promotes recovery from surgical operations and burns. It is used for respiratory disorders such as chronic bronchitis, and it stimulates white blood cell activity in the immune system. So a lot of times people are asking me that, how do I stimulate white blood cell activity? How do I increase the immune system? The amino acid L-cysteine for respiratory illness, immunity, cell growth, recovery from surgical operations and burns, used for respiratory disorders and chronic bronchitis, and it stimulates white blood cell activity and increases the immune system. And vitamin C, get those levels up to a minimum 3,000 daily, or 3,000 or up to 5,000 3 times daily. Taken in divided doses throughout the day, vitamin C is added to support the adrenal glands and energy as well. There's quercetin. Quercetin. This vitamin has a long safety record, quercetin, and can be very helpful with symptoms. And it does take 7 to 14 days to reach its full effect. So it's not something that quercetin isn't going to work immediately, but over 7 to 14 days, it's going to make an impact on allergies and on the lungs. And the next herb that we're talking about is called stinging nettles. And nettles have known effects on inflammation and have been studied for sinus problems, and their safety record is also good. And nettles pair well. Nettles works very well with quercetin. So you'll find quercetin and stinging nettles together. I've seen it on the shelf. But those are to reduce inflammation. So those are very, very powerful. And turmeric, one of my all-time favorite herbs, turmeric is an anti-inflammatory that crosses the blood-brain barrier. Turmeric, that's very important. We have a lot of people with brain inflammation, brain infection, migraine headaches. Turmeric crosses the blood-brain barrier and is anti-inflammatory. This herbal supplement it's taken from curry. That's what, curry, and why you see so much curry in Egypt and throughout that area, because curry or turmeric is the main herb in curry, and it reduces inflammation. And that's the kind of thing that the kind of herb, it's like a little root, and it's like inside, it looks like a carrot inside of that root, and it's orange, and it's powerful, and it's it's an inflammation fighter. So while they're building the pyramids, they're eating a lot of turmeric, and they're putting it in everything, and they're calling it curry. And so when you go to Egypt and in that area, curry is everywhere because it reduces inflammation, because the main ingredient is turmeric. Curcumin is another name for it. And it helps with chronic sinus inflammation, and it needs its share of agents such as turmeric to help ease congestion. So it's a potent inflammation fighter, turmeric. It pairs well with a biblical herb, boswellia. That's right. Frankincense. Boswellia, frankincense. Turmeric works very well with boswellia, also called frankincense, which was given to baby Jesus, a biblical herb. B complex for allergies, because B complex, these vitamins support the adrenal gland, and they help keep it fueled. So you got to have excessive B complex can eventually aggravate the sinuses. So avoid more than 1 or 2 capsules daily. Take maybe, 1 or 2 a day. It can be 100 milligrams of each of the B complex, but you only want 1 or 2 daily, because eventually it can aggravate the sinuses. B complex. Panax ginseng, 15 to 30 drops under the tongue, and a little bit of licorice root, but we're careful of the licorice root because it can aggravate high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, we want to watch the licorice root and leave it out. But otherwise, you can put that combined licorice root with Panax ginseng, and you'll get a adrenal boost, because these herbs provide great support for the adrenal gland and can therefore provide significant benefit for the fatigue that might come with ongoing sinus issues that finally wear you out, and you're fatigued and you just wore down and your sinuses ache. Most patients note that these herbs not only help the sinuses, that's Panax ginseng and licorice root, but they return their stamina and decrease the symptoms of brain fog. So Panax ginsengs American ginseng, Korean ginseng, Japanese ginseng, the panax species of ginsengs. You see, Siberian ginseng isn't really a ginseng. That's Siberian ginseng is is a pseudo ginseng, but it acts like a ginseng. That's why they call it, and it increases your endurance and stamina. And it's a favored herb in Russia.
The next elections in Russia are 2024 Russian presidential election, which will be held on March 17th, 2024.
Well, interesting. Okay. Sinus and lung congestion. There's a formula. So you want to make sure, because it does help return your stamina, and the panax ginseng, it does help to decrease your symptoms of brain fog. But those with a history of high blood pressure should discuss the use of these herbs with a physician before you use them. Okay. If you got a high blood pressure, we're going to talk to your doctor and make sure that the ginseng and the licorice root agree with you. Okay. All right.
Dr. Truman,
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
with the last couple days, they said that there is a lot of toxic in the air. It's on every news station and it's hot.
Toxins in the air.
Toxic. Yes. That means that the immune system and everything else, migraine, get hit. And this is what all the doctors and all of them are saying out there. And it's high the last 2 days.
Yes. So
I said, this is really actually interesting.
yes. So we need to stay inside as much as possible during those times. We need to find out about liver cleansing herbs and kidney cleansing herbs, because the liver's trying to detox the body, the kidneys are trying to detox the body. And when you're breathing in toxins, and you get such an alert, then number one, you want to stay inside as much as possible. Number two, if you can't, you've got to get out, you got to get around, you got to do things. Then you want to be sure and find out about how to detox and cleanse.
Okay.
and
So if
find out
I
about these
if
food
I am a
allergies.
petite woman that don't need to lose weight, if there's anything, I need to gain weight. Not only that, I'm not the type of person to run out the house all the time. They said the toxin is in the air. It's really high the last couple of days, and that's all the news channels. I said, I gotta call Dr. Truman because this is bad.
Yes, this is where things are going to.
Everybody do not run out the house. I'm a senior.
Yeah,
I take naps.
yeah. Well, let's try to.
It just is what it is. And I think I'm sure a lot of people heard about it.
Yes.
And it didn't come from you. It came from every last news channel worldwide.
Yes. Worse than that, we have a problem in the drug supply chain. There are hundreds of drugs that are no longer available, and no one's talking about that either. That you go to get your favorite drug, they tell you, well, we can't get that anymore. We're having trouble getting it. And that's happening.
Yes, sir.
And people are dying because of that. They can't get the drugs. First, they ban all the natural remedies. Then they can't get the drugs. But you're not supposed to go use the natural remedies. What's wrong with that picture?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. And I think everybody out on conference needs to pay attention because this is bad. And it ain't come from you. It came from all the news channels.
Yes. Yes. We're going
And
through
I
some
just
hard
need
times.
a natural, huh?
I say we're going through some very hard times.
Well, that's easy said than done. I'm asking for Lord Jesus to protect me. But I'd rather take something natural than something not natural.
That makes sense.
And that's why everybody needs to understand and don't get this twisted. Because the hit comes all of a sudden. The problem is bad, and it's been bad the last couple of days.
Yes. Well, thank you for pointing that out, Barbara. You're always there, and you're always pointing out things to us, and we love you and
I'm trying to
appreciate
give
you.
me some help.
Yes, and you get some of that migraine formula. Get some of those herbs, and let's get going on those things. You take care of yourself, and you stay inside with all this toxic air out there right now. Okay?
You know what, Dr. Truman?
What?
I gotta go pick up my natural remedy,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yes. Well, you keep those windows rolled up in your car, and you use your air conditioning, and you get in
I
and out.
don't even go get in my car.
Okay. Well,
And when I get in my car, I go out early,
okay.
and I try to be back home by 11 o'clock.
Oh my. Well,
Hey, Dr. Truman, you taught me an awful lot.
well.
And when they said that, and this is all news channels, I said I need to chime in on
Yes.
conference with Christmas because it hit me.
Yeah. All right, everybody out there, be really careful with this toxic air out there, and the fact that more and more drugs are less and less and less available. You know.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I called one of my spiritual sisters to pick me up tomorrow.
There you go. Good idea. All right. All right. We're short on time, so I'm gonna skip along here. Okay.
But you need to understand, it ain't about you. Margaret, it's not about you. We calling for natural remedy.
Yes.
But he's got to go down. And I got about
I got another.
7 of my clients called me worldwide with the same thing.
All right. Okay, I've got to get to another person here in Georgia. Your line is your telephone is open. What is your question, topic, or suggestion? We're coming close to the end of the hour. How can I help? In Georgia, area code 404.
Yes, Dr. Truman, I'd like to know what is good to use for the toxic air to build up our immune system.
The things that we've been talking about, we got to get into that, make lifestyle changes, diet system. We got to look at that. So we got to look at that report on herbalhealthreview.com. And we got to go to that herbalhealthreview.com and fill out that member intake form so that you can get a consultation from me and let me know what you're dealing with so that I can point out natural remedies that may be helpful to you. Yeah, and if it's toxic air, you need to wear a mask that actually some kind of an air purifier mask that where if you're going to go out there and breathe that, either that or stay out of it. And if you're in your car, you got to make sure you turn on the air conditioner, roll up the windows, don't breathe the air from outside, and get home as quickly as you can and stay inside.
Yes.
So that's
okay, great. Thank you so much. I'll be in touch with you, Dr. Truman. I appreciate you.
All right. All praises to the Most High. So this is bad news, folks. This is bad news, but the good news is that there are things that can help us. When there's a sinus and lung congestion, which you're going to get from toxic air, there's an herbal formulation for sinus and lung congestion. Number 1390. that can help people with with sinus and lung congestion problems, which this this air is going to cause. And this helps to clear the lungs and the sinuses of congested matter. And it's used for allergies. It's number 1390 herbal formulation. And it's used for allergies and bronchitis and congestion and lung problems and pleurisy and pneumonia and quinsy and respiratory problems and sinusitis and hoarseness. So that's an herbal formula that could be very helpful. Is number 1390. You want to make sure and get the omega-3 oils. These essential oils. These essential oils are very, very important for your allergies,
Well,
for your
thank
immune
you.
system.
I got some clients I gotta get to because people are dying suddenly
Yes,
and they need to call you.
yes. We need to help everybody we can. They need to know about these
It's
omega-3.
not a cure. It's not a cure,
Okay,
but
all right. All
look,
right.
Dr. Truman, this is serious out here.
Yes, it is.
I'm not sliding through this mess.
Yes. So be
All
sure
right, Dr. Truman.
and get the essential omega-3 these essential oils. These are the oils.
Hey, y'all out there, please call Dr. Truman.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. All right. We're coming close to the top of the hour. We're just wrapping it up here.
Come on now.
And
Huh?
we've been talking about make lifestyle changes diet system so you can withstand, so that you can take the punishment of toxic air and all kinds of other things that are going on, and the lack of the medical drugs that are no longer available that people have been depending on that they can't get anymore. You need to know about these natural remedies that may comfort you and help you in these times. And you want to make sure that you get these omega-3, EPA, and DHA essential oils, pure marine fish oils, molecularly distilled, so it takes out all of the mercury that's in the oceans. You need that type of essential oils. Those are the EPA, the DHA. You need these. They're supportive, but not conclusive. Research shows that consumption of EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease to bring you vibrant health and energy. So that's how important the omega-3s are. Make sure you're getting your omega-3 fatty acids, essential oil every day. And finally, there is an antiseptic sinus wash formula that you can squirt into the sinuses, or you can use a neti pot and flush out the sinuses. And it's an antiseptic sinus wash formula will help get rid of any sinus infection. And it's number 1033. Number 1033 antiseptic sinus wash. So that is another important natural remedy that we can use when we have allergies, and they're definitely going to be an allergic reaction to toxic air. So those were the things that I wanted to share with you, and that's it. And when there is allergies, do not overlook going to your dentist and making sure you have no teeth infections. Teeth infections will cause allergies. Teeth infections can cause cancer. So those are some very important things that we needed to share today. And we did get in essential oils, the essential oils like 3-omega and DHA, EPA and DHA. You need to know these things that will keep you healthy. And because people are not getting these things, and that's why they're fighting these disorders. They need to know that we have deficiencies. One of them is in glutathione. Let's take a look at that glutathione. Okay, glutathione. Glutathione. Okay, glutathione is involved in the detoxification of both a xenobiotic and endogenous compounds. Glutathione, it facilitates excretion from cells. It helps get things out of the cells. It neutralizes many oxidative chemicals. So yes, with toxic air, you want to know about glutathione. Get that in your diet. Glutathione is an antioxidant in plants and animals and fungi and some bacteria and archaea. The glutathione is capable of preventing damage to important cellular components caused by sources such as reactive oxygen species, free radicals, peroxides, lipid peroxides, and heavy metals. Glutathione. That is one of the things you want to know about, because it's absolutely something you should have and be taking, because it helps provide benefits, including reducing oxidative stress and can contribute to symptoms. This oxidative stress can contribute to symptoms in many different chronic conditions, including autoimmune diseases. So glutathione is an antioxidant produced in cells. It's comprised largely, it's comprised largely of 3 amino acids: glutamine, glycine, and cysteine, which we already mentioned. Cysteine. Glutathione levels in the body may be reduced by a number of factors, including poor nutrition, environmental toxins like toxic air, and stress, like being locked up and locked down. And its levels also decline with age. You have less glutathione. In addition to being produced naturally by the body, glutathione can be given intravenously, topically, or as an inhalant. It's also available as an oral supplement in capsules and liquid form. However, oral ingestion of glutathione may not be as effective as intravenous delivery for some conditions. So that being said, we are coming to the top of the hour. Let's get back over and have a closing prayer and thank the Most High God. Let's get over here to, let's close that one. Let's get to the Ephesians. And let's be looking at Ephesians 6. 10 through 18, King James Version of the Bible. And in Jesus Christ's name, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Stand therefore, leaving your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation, and Sister Robinson and your and Brother Robinson, your microphone keeps coming open, and and I'm trying to finish the closing prayer. So we take in the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. In Jesus Christ's name, we pray. We come praising and worshiping and thanking the Most High God. Praise, worship, and thank you, the Most High God, as we receive your complete, continuous, endless, and limitless blessing for the glory and for the victory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus Christ's name, we receive. Thank you, praise you, worship you. So be it. Amen.
This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.